Welcome back to RuskiWeldFab, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna show you how to mold and make a small part using carbon fiber or Kevlar. Let's go!
That's a good one!
So I don't think I do enough, or I've shown you enough of how to make molds of different parts. That's because I cheat a lot and I just use my favorite skinning method to do most of my parts, or I just mold it directly from a plug. But on certain parts, you absolutely have to make a mold first, like this one. There's too many sort of intricate folds and shapes in this. By the way, this is the rear boot sort of opening latch. Obviously we're not going to use it as an opening latch, but because the boot has indentations, it's just going to look absolutely horrible if there was nothing there. So I need to make essentially a cover, basically a replica of this fully wood cover without the working button or anything. Because of all the intricate sort of folds in here and there, we cannot skin it, but also it will make it slightly larger. So we need to mold it. So what I've done here is that this is my flange, essentially. What it is just a debond. You see I cut a few holes here and there just so the part sits absolutely flat, if you can see. And essentially that's it. That's your plug ready. So what I would need to do still is apply, obviously, wax everywhere where the resin can seep through and have a mechanical lock. Then we follow the same procedures as before. We use release agent. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use chemical release agent or PVA, probably chemical release agent because this surface is really sort of smooth. And then we apply a gel coat. A gel coat is basically what you see usually it's either green or blue or like all those bright colors. It's the sort of the hard layer, the outside layer, the one that you can polish. So we put that first. Wait 3-4 hours until it's tacky to the touch, but not sticky. And then we apply fiberglass, literally 5, 6, 7 layers of fiberglass, just crudely. Obviously the first layer is important because that's the one that sticks onto the gel coat. All the subsequent layers literally just pile it on. And then we wait until tomorrow, trim it a little bit, and we'll have a really nice part that we can possibly infuse next time. Yes, infuse. I know, I'm moving up into the world. Enough of this hand wet lay, because RuskiWeldFab is into carbon production now, and you know, I get a lot of people asking me like, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Yes, of course I can, but anyways. Gel coat time. EG60 from Easy Composites. Bright green, Novichok color, why not? So I applied a thin layer. Well, it's semi-thin. You gotta wait until the B stage. B stage is when it becomes tacky but not sticky, if that makes sense. Usually around 2 to 3 hours. Then you can apply a second coat, and after another 2 hours you can apply all of your reinforcement. the mold is nearly done. I actually lost count how many layers I put. You're supposed to put about 5 to 6 layers, really thick. This stuff, can't remember where I got it from, but it's thick. It's basically thick, so probably 4, 5, 6 layers or whatever, and it should be absolutely fine. It's only a small part. For the resin, what I did use is the GPX premium polyester laminating resin. It's not really for molds because it's too expensive, it's too good of a quality, but it's cheaper than the EL2 because EL2 is expensive. And because you need quite a lot, I actually used 750 grams, so yeah, nearly a liter just for this mold. So you can imagine, I mean, this stuff would be 30 something pounds just for a liter. This is like 3 times cheaper. So now we have to wait. I think this stuff actually I've used a lot more because you use a different catalyst. It's MKP, whatever. It's pretty standard because it's a polyester resin. I've used, instead of 2%, I think I've used 2.5 up to 3%. So this should set fairly quickly. I'm actually hoping that if it sets super quick, then I can actually probably even mold it tomorrow morning, and then it should be ready for afternoon to demold. I don't know, wishful thinking, but I don't really need this part this soon. But the main reason why I use this is because it's just cheaper. Yeah, it will be nice and easy to sort of just trim away from this stuff, and then I'll probably trim it because I don't need such a massive flange, so it's nice and neat. Yeah, agonizing wait of 15 hours or so.
3 weeks later.
Ta-da! So the mold is done. Unbelievable. So this one is ready. I'm not really gonna go into detail how I'm gonna make it. It's an infusion process, like I mentioned before, but because it's my very first time, I don't think I'm in a position to tell you how it's supposed to be done, because all of my information is literally from internet, effectively. So I'm learning still. So yeah, effectively it's similar to just normal vacuum bagging. You put sealant tape all the way around, and then you put your dry material on the inside, and instead of wetting it all out with a brush, you connect your vacuum line from a pump, and then you have a little tube that goes into the little tub with resin, and then let the suction sort of work its way magic and infuse the part, and then once it's done you release it. So let's get on it.
8:01 p.m.
Well, it looks like it's working. I think I have a little bit of air leak from the bag, but it's okay for the first trial. It's so cool.
The next morning.
About 12 hours later. I know I probably should wait a little bit longer, but I cannot wait. I think it's gonna look good. Let's take this out.
20 minutes later.
So ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my very first infusion part. I know I'm rushing it. I should probably trim it first and then polish it and all that and show you, but it's still a race car. So, but as you can see, it's absolutely perfect. There is no like pinholes or nothing. I need to learn how to better control the flow, because obviously with those little clamps you can control the flow of resin through the part, and as far as I understand, it must not infuse too quickly, because obviously it has to go through all the layers. So you kind of control with this, and I was doing that. So I think it's good. It's super light, so it took less than, I mean, we've mixed 83 grams of resin, and look how much resin is left. So probably we used no more than 40 grams of resin. So this part is ridiculously, even with all the stuff that still needs to be trimmed, it still feels like 80 grams or something like that. So definitely good for the first trial sort of piece. And it would look absolutely spot on a race car. I need to improve a little bit. There's a few pinholes here and there. But yeah, this part can be covered with coating resin, and I might actually do that. And then obviously I'll try and polish it and stuff like that, just to sort of practice. But overall, extremely happy, and it's so easy to make, as in, just, yeah, you just lay your fabrics and stuff. Another thing I've noted that I need a different spray adhesive. if guys you've done plenty of infusion and if you can recommend something, because this actually leaves some kind of residue and I don't like that. I probably got transferred onto the thing, so I need something that is like almost an invisible spray that goes on but still sort of tightly. Other than that, yeah, the mold got a little bit damaged here, as you can see in the corner. This is fully repairable, but also doesn't really matter that much because it's still on the sort of on the flangey bit. So yeah, I can make another few parts. If you want one, you know how to find me. So yeah guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you got something out of it. For you that didn't and wanted to see me do it properly, here I am guys. Proper mold, proper infusion process. Another thing to note, I forgot. Ideally this needs to be in an oven, cured. I am making something of an oven, and for the next ones I will definitely use an oven most likely. But for now this should be okay. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.